Hello there, my name is Susan Hurst. I am 78 years old. I lived at Gorka before I got married and went to live at Honley. And then we came to live we went to live in Denbydale, and then we went to live in Briglington. And now we're living in, sorry I forgot the name of it. Belton, yes. I was having problems walking with my knee really hurting, and I knew it wasn't right, but it had got worse, so I thought I'd better go to the doctor. So he sent me to see a specialist, which he said it should operate on my knee and give me a new knee replacement, which they did, replace the knee, but my leg kept bleeding all the way from my knee all the way down. It kept opening up and bleeding. It wouldn't stop, and it wasn't right. So the specialist said, "Oh dear, this is not right. This is not working, your knee replacement. We're going to have to take the leg off." The specialist came to see me after the operation and apologised to me and said, "I'm sorry about your leg." He said, if I'd have known a fortnight before that what was wrong with it, I would have repaired it and you wouldn't have lost your leg. And I'm sorry. So at the end of the day, I am now I've just got one leg.
So hi, my name's Norton. I'm 32 years old. I work at Rolls-Royce in Derby. I've lived in various parts of England and Australia for a few years when I was younger. But yeah, I was a fitter at Rolls-Royce as an apprentice. So I worked there for 13 years now. On the way home from work, one afternoon shift, I was hit by a van while I was on my motorcycle, which caused me to be hospitalised and lose my leg. I've rode bikes all my life. I used to ride them to work. I didn't have a car. I was on my way home from work from an afternoon shift on a Friday, finished at 9 o'clock. On my way home, going across a crossroads, and a van coming the other way didn't see me. Don't know how, bright lights, but yeah, it didn't see me. Drove into the side of me, causing me to fly through the air and get catastrophically injured. So yeah, lying at the side of the road, I was aware that I'd got serious problems with my ankle. I went to lift my leg up and it flopped within the side of the motorcycle boot. I also had broken ribs on my right hand side, a broken wrist and a broken femur, which I didn't realise until they rolled me onto the stretcher, and yeah, then I screamed in agony.
When I came home, and we watched a lot of things because there's not much else I could do when I'd had my leg off. And my husband kept saying to me, "You've seen this one, you've seen this one." And I said to him, I haven't seen any of these, and quite a lot I don't recall at all. So I do think I did have memory loss, or it was part of my being in shock.
Me personally, walking with a prosthetic, I've never been ashamed of showing that I'm an amputee. I regularly wear shorts because it actually makes it easier to get the leg on and off. I do know people who are embarrassed by it and will wear trousers, or you can get leg coverings that make it look more like a real leg. I've got to say they make it look worse, but you can disguise it. But for me, I've never been ashamed of it. And again, I think partly because I've got a young daughter, she's never been worried about it. I've had a few occasions where I've scared other kids because I'm so used to my daughter being aware of it and not bothered by it that other children aren't used to it. They're not so bad when they see it on you, but it's when you take it off and they go, you've lost your leg. How do you remove that? But I tend to get a lot of comments, especially when I drop my daughter at school, where a lot of children go, oh, why's that man got a robot leg?
I'm going to the supermarket, and it would be nice to be able to walk around and pick things. In fact, I'm smiling because some of the customers in the store looked at me and they were smiling, some ladies, and said, oh, that must be all right, me being in a chair. And I said, thank you very much. It must be all right if I had 2 legs to walk around like you. And I didn't mean that sarcastically. I meant that honestly. That's how I felt, you know. And that's what I mean, not being able to choose things that I want because I can't reach. That's one of the things.
So phantoms, they vary from person to person, but and the feelings you get and the intensity you get. For me, those first few weeks, I'd got like a burning feeling, electric shocks, stabbing pains.
A pain in my leg which isn't there, and a foot which isn't there. And it was just like it was there, really there, and the pains were real.
They give you all sorts of drugs to try and combat that, so gabapentin, pregabalin.
I am taking pills now to help calm them down, but they're still the same. I still get phantom pains. I still get the pains I got before the operation.
So at the time of my accident, my daughter was 10 months old. I think if I'd not had her around, life would be different for me now. I think she was a very large driving force behind me getting to the point I am now. If I'd been single and alone, I suspect I would have spent more time in the pub drowning my sorrows. But having a young child to look after definitely motivates you to get back to where you were. So that's always been a big driving force for me, is to try and be normal and get back to how I was before, and not let a little accident stop you.
I have an husband, and he's been working alongside me all the time, and since I've had my leg off, he's been really, really helpful in looking after me. He does help me wash and get changed and everything. He helps with. He does everything. He cooks my meals and cleans for me and everything. Besides looking after the house and generally getting on with life in his own way, you know, because he isn't young and it is telling on him. But thank you, I'm really grateful to him for all he does. From the bottom of my heart, I really mean that.